Hey there, everybody, it's Doc, and tonight I wanted to pick back up with my reread or, what am I trying to say? Review of Meridian. And this time we're going to pick up with issue 13 and we're going to run through issue 18. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here we have issue 13 by Barbara Kessel, Derek Alcoin, and Jason Lambert. Here, Sephie finds Anaheim. And if you remember from the beginning of the series, pretty much the world itself, let's just say if it's like Waterworld or it's like Earth, if the entirety of Earth became contaminated. So you've got this world where nothing grows except in these floating cities. That's where commerce is. That's where people live. There is no earthbound or land-bound civilizations. But here she meets Minister Gears of Anaheim, an ancient civilization that her mother and father knew in the pre-Meridian days. And they have learned to bring seeds back. They've learned how to regrow old things. So she gets in this issue a sense of wow and a sense of understanding that there may yet be hope for the planet itself rather than giving up on it and forcing everybody into these sky cities. And she thinks that maybe her power can help heal these wounds that have scarred the Earth, or the planet, I should say, because it's not called Earth. But it gives her hope that one day maybe the planet itself can be re-inhabited, and everybody won't have to live in these sky cities, which is all she's ever known. So in issue 14, you get to see that Sephie finds the ship designs that her mother and father had used years before and commandeers this ship to find a way to bring Meridian and all of the other colonies that Ilyan is trying to destroy. It's almost like a sky pirate situation where she's trying to get one ship here and one ship there to go against her uncle Ilyan and his fleet. So it's very much a homegrown revolution setup where I can't get a hold of it for whatever reason. But it's a homegrown revolution where she feels that she has the healing power, whereas Ilyan apparently got the power to destroy. And she feels that the power of good will always overcome the power of evil. This series has really taken on a life of its own in these rereads because you understand the struggle that this is a young girl trying to become a young woman. And it's a young person trying to fit into the politics of ancient old people, old to her. People that would probably be my age and a little bit older. So this series has really been great. I don't have time to show you guys the artwork in these issues, but this issue actually shows the return of Steve McNiven with inks by Tom Simmons and colors by Maury Hollowell, which is continued on in issue 15, where we see the muse that is playing Sephie against her uncle. And we see Jad here, who has been given a mission to find Sephie because he's been told that she's alive. He thought she was dead. And unfortunately, Sephie's best friend had tried to take Jad under her spell, as far as she loves him as well as Sephie had loved him. But his love for Sephie outgrows anything else. He loves that girl to death, and he will do whatever it takes to get back to her. So this issue here has got a lot of heart, and it's also by Barbara Kessel, Steve McNiven, Tom Simmons, and Maury Hollowell. Issue 16, we get to see more sky pirate adventures of Sephie and her crew, but her uncle is aware of her actions and is actively trying to stop her. And he's not putting hands on, but he's sending out his sky captains of these vessels to, pretty much say, listen, we're not going to take this laying down. We're going to instead rout you, and Meridian will fall. Actually, Meridian has already fallen. And here we see Ilian has been taken to a land with powers that he could only originally dream of. And as power hungry as he is, he wants this world for his own, as well as the worlds of Calidor and Meridian and all the other sky cities. And he's becoming more and more ruthless as these issues continue on. One of the sky cities creates ore, and that's what pretty much keeps that city alive and in the sky itself. And he has imposed serious tariffs against the ore and against this city, to the point where it looks like the city is going to lose its propulsion and fall. So you get a sense that not an end game is coming, but that both Sephie, in her understanding of her powers, and Ilian, in his construction of his powers, are both becoming stronger and stronger as time goes on. And the last issue in this particular arc is again by Barbara Kessel and Derek Alcoyne and Jason Lambert. And here we get to see again that Sephie is still trying to recruit people to her side, and we see the reintroduction. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. We see the reintroduction of these two characters together, Jad and Sephie, in the last two issues. And he's just overjoyed to have found her alive. So we're now setting up for the fourth arc in this title, which will start with issue 19. So looks like I've got some really, really good reading ahead of me here. So guys, like I said, I unfortunately had to do a shorter review on this one, but the artwork in here by Steve McNiven, he didn't complete the series. It was 44 issues, and he didn't complete the series as artist because he was snatched up by Marvel. That's how good he was. His love for Sephie and the characters of this world are evident, though. So if you haven't had a chance to read these, go see if you can find the trades on Thrift Books or abebooks.com. See if you can find, I think one or two of these series actually got an omnibus release from Marvel a couple years ago, who holds the title. Disney holds all these titles, and unfortunately, they tried a reboot situation back in 2010 to 2012, and it just didn't take. So I'm not really sure why. I don't know if time had passed, and so had time for these books passed, but Marvel's not going to invest probably another penny, nor is Disney, into these properties. So you'll have to just go back and read the original stories from these original titles. So anyway, thanks for joining me for this review of Meridian 13 through 18 by Cross Gen, Barbara Kessel, Steve McNiven, Derek Alcoyne, Maury Hollowell, and Tom Simmons. So thanks again, and we will catch you guys in the next review video, which is coming up shortly.